Hey guys, welcome back after something like 3 weeks. I'm so sorry for my absence, but I came back with a really interesting video because today we won't start learning a new language because I already did something like 13 days ago. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know that I started learning Dutch. And I'll be explaining that in this video. And also I want to show you which resources I'm using. But I don't know if you guys should take this as a recommendation video because I don't have that much experience with Dutch, and as someone who speaks German, I don't know how much I can help you. But I think that would be really interesting for me to show you how I'm learning a language because many of you were asking this. Actually, that was something that I was trying to do when I was learning Russian, but it did not turn out really well. Would you guys want to see someone crying every other day? No. But when I'm learning Dutch, I feel myself smart again. Because of that, I decided to make this video, but please don't compare your process to mine. And now I want to explain why I'm learning Dutch. Okay, there are several reasons. First of all, I think everyone knew that I always wanted to learn Dutch because it's a similar language to German, and I always said that if I'm learning a new language in the future, it won't be something extraordinary. It will be something which is similar to languages that I already know. In our case, it's Dutch. And that's totally acceptable. And then I heard that I was going to Netherlands, which was not something that I was expecting. And actually, to be honest, I didn't want to go, but I did. And it was my first abroad experience and that kind of stuff. And before going to Netherlands, I listened to some Dutch songs and I studied basic Dutch grammar. It didn't work really well, but actually that was enough to impress Dutch people in the Netherlands. But then, after coming back, I realized that I can easily learn Dutch. And actually, I have nothing else to do. I just wanted to experience another time how does it feel to learn a brand new language. Dutch is not a brand new language for me. But I just wanted to experience that thing again, okay? That's why I'm learning Dutch. I just wanted to learn a new language. And actually, I know that there aren't many resources on the internet that you guys can use to learn Dutch. Sorry if I'm just talking a lot, but I thought that this explanation was necessary in the beginning of this video because we never talked about Dutch on my YouTube channel. Before going to Netherlands, I learned stuff like Goeiedag, ik heet İclal, ik ben 17 jaar oud. Ik kan een beetje Nederlands spreken, maar ik kan ook Duits spreken. Ja, ik heb zo'n. And also in the Netherlands, I just tried to speak Dutch with random people, pretending that I was Dutch and pretending that I could understand them. So I was just like, for example, I bought something and when I was paying, I was just acting cool and then alsjeblieft, and I was like, 5 euro? And they just replied, oh, sorry, I didn't realize that you were German. Geen probleem, ik kan een beetje Nederlands verstaan. I used it. Okay, now we will go to my desk to study Dutch. Now I will be telling the very first thing that I did when I decided learning Dutch. So it's kind of interesting, but the first thing I did was to type on Spotify Dutch songs. I looked for some Dutch songs and I listened to those playlists, and then I found my favorite Dutch songs. And then I checked the meaning, so every time I listened to those songs, I just associated what I heard to what it's supposed to mean. Personally, that helps me because I already speak German, so I can understand basic Dutch sentence structure, basic grammar, and I can already grab some words from these songs. I think listening to songs is like really important, and that's what I'm doing while learning Dutch. And the second thing that I did was to search on YouTube Dutch A1, and the first channel that I saw was Dutchies TV. That's actually a channel that's really suitable for beginners because there are a lot of things that explain Dutch basics, so I'm watching the videos of that channel. There's a playlist called A0 to A1. Before going to Netherlands, I watched a half of this playlist and I already knew personal pronouns, basic verb conjugations, how to introduce myself, how to ask basic questions, or how to count in Dutch, Like these kind of things I already learned before going to the Netherlands. Sometimes they're in Dutch, sometimes in English, but there are always English subtitles. I personally can understand when the video is in Dutch, but if you don't speak German, maybe it could be hard for you. But just try to understand because the speech is really so easy. Now I'll be telling about something else that was recommended to me way before I started learning Dutch. Like maybe 5 months ago people recommended me this website because I was saying maybe I will learn Dutch in the future, and it was obvious that I had interest, so people just shared this resource with me. And it's mainly something that's used by the foreigners in the Netherlands or in Belgium. It's, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but oefenen.nl. Nederlands, yeah, punkt. Actually, that's more like vocabulary orientated. First, I thought that it was useless, but then I tried. For example, it teaches you the rooms in a house, or the stuff around the house, or the body parts, or family members. Normally, when I learn a language, I just don't directly learn this stuff, you know, because I need to first recognize the language. But I realized that I already know Dutch sentence structure. I'm already familiar with this language, so I can learn some random vocabulary, and that would not kill my time. Okay, now let's suppose that tomorrow I start learning Chinese. What I know about this language? Nothing. Nothing. So I would first spend some time to understand the language structure and then learn some random vocabulary. If you want to learn animals, learn dog and cat. If you want to learn fruits, learn apple and banana, but not learn 20 of them, okay? Because you don't know anything about that language. So that was my mindset. But when I was learning Dutch, I realized that I can learn Dutch vocabulary with a little effort. So I'm learning them. But the best part of this website is it does not teach only the vocabulary. It also shows those vocabulary in basic sentences, like 4 to 5 words. You can see how they are used and conjugated in a sentence. That's helped me a lot to make some basic Dutch sentences and to also learn some basic Dutch vocabulary, because vocabulary is something that I learn afterwards. Like first I get the logic of that language and then I just detail my vocabulary knowledge. You can maybe try the same way as me if you speak German, or for example if you guys want to learn Portuguese and you already speak Spanish, you may do the same, because learning new Portuguese words is not something hard for you. Words, when they have no context, are random words. They don't mean anything. So if you want to learn them, learn in context, or if you already know some similar words, that already helps you. That's my opinion on vocabulary learning. After some point, I just realized that yes, I'm learning Dutch, and sometimes I know things that I'm maybe not supposed to know at this level, but other times I really don't know the basic things. So actually my problem was not having something organized in front of me. I just looked for an online Dutch course or something like that, at least a platform in which I could find everything in order. Like it's A1, that's A2, that's B1. I wanted to find something like that. So I started using Busuu. Busuu is an online language learning platform connecting language learners around the world, and using this platform you can learn up to 14 languages, including Dutch. And that's why I recently decided to learn Dutch using Busuu. And in Busuu, actually, I'm still making A1 course. I still realize stuff that I did not know. For example, we learned some basics about verb conjugation, and I was just like, I skipped that. Or we are learning really basic vocabulary, which I realized that I never studied. And now actually I can realize that it helped me to stay organized and to just track my process of learning. And now at least I will be sure when I finish A1 level, at least I can do an exam, at least I can revise the vocabulary and stuff. So I'm using Busuu because of that. And if you guys also want to try out Busuu Premium and learn a new language, you can check the links in the description and have a 7 days of trial of Busuu Premium. And please let me know what you think about this website in the comments. Now I will mention the thing that I use the most, like literally the most, while learning Dutch. It's lingq. I just added Dutch to my target languages in lingq and started to read some texts to increase my passive vocabulary. And now, at this moment, according to lingq statistics, I know about 1,000 Dutch words. It does not mean that I can use all these words in an active way when I speak Dutch. It just means that when I read a Dutch text, I can understand those words. I understand a lot of things in Dutch, but that's only the texts that I read and the statistics that came out of it. I'm just reading a text and I'm not supposed to understand it because Dutch is a new language for me, but I just understand it. There are only 2 or 3 words that I don't know, that I can't guess the meaning from German. By reading those texts, by listening to audios, and by reading them a lot of times, I learned a lot. That increased my passive vocabulary. Right now, I'm doing 2 separate courses and there are a lot of vocabulary that I will learn out of these. lingq helps me to realize how much I know without even realizing it. That's literally the thing that helps me the most.
Jan heeft vele vergaderingen met zijn klanten. Heeft Jan weinig vergaderingen?
Nee, Jan heeft niet weinig vergaderingen. Jan heeft vele vergaderingen met zijn klanten.
Nee, Jan heeft vele vergaderingen met zijn klanten.
Ja.
Sommige klanten zijn vriendelijk.
Ja.
Zijn alle klanten vriendelijk?
Nee, sommige klanten zijn vriendelijk.
Nee, sommige klanten zijn vriendelijk.
Sommige klanten zijn vriendelijk. And then, lastly, I will talk about another resource that is not my main resource right now because it's kinda hard for me, but I still want to tell you how I'm using it. You guys probably know Easy Languages because I literally watch every single channel of them, mostly Easy German and Easy Italian, sometimes Easy Russian. But recently I started also watching Easy Dutch. But as you can understand, I have never so seriously studied Dutch. Like since 10 days I'm studying Dutch, but before then, I never studied Dutch so seriously. And because of that, I don't get so much things when I watch their videos. But there are some videos in their channel which I call Super Easy Dutch. And actually with those videos, I can kinda learn the basics. I finished all the videos of Super Easy Dutch, and for regular videos, what I'm doing is I watch the video entirely and then I stop the video after every single sentence. Then what I do is I read the English and Dutch sentences of that moment and I repeat it. I repeat it to make the correct pronunciation and then I write it to my notebook. That's how I study with Easy Dutch videos. Why it's so much detailed? Why do you stop the video every single second? It's because I'm a beginner in Dutch and I don't know a lot about Dutch sentence structure, Dutch grammar, and so on, okay? That was all. Thanks a lot. And you can also write what you think about Dutch and if you're learning it or if you have any other recommendations. Thanks a lot and doei doei!